What's going on, YouTube? It's the Bushy Beard, and I'm back, and I'm bushier than ever. Right now, we got Mac Miller. The People vs. Mac Miller by Noisy. And then we got Mac Miller Stopped Making Excuses documentary. Both seem pretty cool, so I'm excited to check them out. So it's going to be a long one, but let's go ahead and jump on into it.
You don't fucking know me, bitch. You don't know how I am at social events. I'm talking to people, and I've heard I'm courteous and polite.
Noisy asked Mac Miller to respond to some YouTube comments on his videos. Okay, this was one of my favorite ones.
I'm Mac Miller. This is the People versus me. I'm about to check out some YouTube comments. No peeking. You know, last time I did this, I went into a deep depression and started using drugs. So let's see how this goes. Kyle Mondesser. Mac is one of the most creative rappers in the game. Rather than talking about sex, drugs, and violence, Mac actually talks about life. Seriously, how many others besides Macklemore can say that? Not many. Not many.
Wait, what? I mean, he talks a lot about sex, drugs, and, well, not violence as much, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with that comment very much, but I do like the substance of Mac's songs.
Talks about life. Seriously, how many others besides Macklemore can say that?
However,
not
to be
many.
put into the discussion with Macklemore is not the best.
Shout out Macklemore, bro. It's just me and Macklemore out here. That's my favorite shit. You know who are my favorite rappers in the game? Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, Macklemore, Action Bronson, Asher Roth, Eminem. I just think
all white guys, I'm assuming.
They're the best. I just think that. I mean, is it a race? No, it's not even a race. I'm just saying that they're the best.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Great. If you're talented, you don't need the ganja. Straight up.
I don't get that comment.
Straight up. You don't need the ganja. I love when people call weed the ganja. Yo, man, you want...
Must be the ganja, the marijuana. The Eminem song with Dr. Dre.
Some of the ganja.
I feel like that's a white thing
Yeah,
to do.
I agree with you, dude. Span Buggy 12345. Old Mac was a rapper. New Mac is an artist.
I said that a lot. In my reactions, is that the old Mac was a rapper, still somewhat of an artistic rapper. The new Mac, the later Mac, was an artist. With everything he did, an absolute art form.
I don't think you should, worry about that. I mean, thanks. I think that was in a positive way. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I've been gathering from this album is everyone's like, oh, Mac is an artiste. I was always an artist. Back then, I was just artistically making them hits, baby. You know, money.
Artistically making them hits. Yeah, you know, I mean, it is still an art form to do rap and other things as well, especially interesting, enjoyable rap, but it's definitely a different thing to be a complete artist, which I think his last ones were definitely that.
LMag 63. What happened to Mac? Donald Trump, missed calls, best day ever. We want the old Mac.
All were really good songs. I don't know if I've heard Missed Call or not, but the other two were really dope songs.
I don't know what happened to me, man. I went through some shit. You know, I just haven't been able to make as good of music anymore. I'm falling off. Don't have as many fans. Not making as much money. But yeah, I don't know what happened to me, dude.
I don't think any of that's true, but...
Crystal meth. Jesse K. There is no older new Mac. I hate those comments. Mac is a multi-talented artist. It would be a waste if he just made party hip-hop tracks. No offense, Jesse. I feel you. I never just made party hip-hop tracks. There's a bunch of other shit that was in there, too. However, like, I don't understand this, like, every single video, there's this. Like, there's always the, like, we want old Mac, and then there's the dude that's like, no, there is no old or new Mac, he's just like, you know, he's this, and they're all trying to fucking analyze who I am. Like, shut up and just, like, enjoy or don't enjoy. Like, that's it.
I get that, but at the same time, when somebody changes their style enough to where it's completely different than what they had been doing, you're always going to get that kind of back and forth. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. They're just pointing out things. It's not criticism. Let the fans of you talk about the different sides. You know, I think they want to be interactive. They want to talk. They want to be part of the community and things like that. So I think, you know, something like that is a positive thing where they're not like going back and forth yelling and cursing at each other. And it's a point, you know. He used to be this, which was a mainstream kind of rapper, to a more newer style artist. So yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's sorry, my throat wasn't doing too well. It's one of those things that you're always going to get it. Like Eminem, for instance, gets it a lot now too, because the old versus new Eminem, which is better. Lots of different artists get it because they change their style. I don't know. That's just me though. It's something I've seen.
Comment about the video, not the art. You know what I'm saying? Not who I am. Comment about the video that you're watching.
But at the same time, don't you put yourself into your music? And so it's kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Gurkus 35. The song itself in the music video is something Drake would do. Thank you.
I don't think so.
That's all I can say, thank you. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. I do love Drake. Yes, religious one. Alexander Osborne, believe that Jesus Christ is your Savior for all your sins. If you truly believe in Jesus Christ to be your Savior for all your sins, then you will go to heaven. I feel you. A lot of the album touches on religion, but you know, I don't believe that Jesus Christ is the only key to heaven, you know. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying, who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a lot of what the album deals with. And then there's this whole like thing, it's like, oh, if you believe in Jesus, you're going to heaven. If you don't, sorry. Like, okay, well, I was, you know, raised a Jew, so my whole life I'm told to believe that Jesus Christ is not the second coming of God. And just because that's how I was raised, I'm not getting into heaven with the rest of you guys. Like, sorry that you know, my mom told me differently. I love when...
Well, but, like, he's always about the free thinking part. And I think that's something that religion touches on, is that, yeah, if you were raised a certain way and you never heard about Jesus, that's different than being raised a certain way and hearing about Jesus. It's like, for me, I'm going to get on a little religious tangent here, but for me, it's, you were raised a certain way to believe that Jesus wasn't the second coming, but then you've heard about Jesus being the second coming, and the Bible and the Christianity view on things, so you have that choice about whether you want to believe it or not. Whereas somebody who was maybe in the middle of a jungle and in anywhere else that doesn't necessarily hear about Jesus, you're not going to get the same choice as somebody that has heard both sides of it. Is all I'm saying.
It's like, sorry that you know, my mom told me differently. I love when people go to fucking YouTube with the fucking deep religious or political stance. Like they're making a change in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how you make a change. No, don't protest. Don't go outside and stand up and start a revolution. Go and comment on YouTube. That's how you can make a real change in the world. Hey, I want to convert a bunch of people into Christianity. How am I starting? Commenting on Mac Miller's video. Step one. Okay.
Well, my thing with it is, Maybe it's not going to make the biggest difference in the grand scheme of the world, but it could make a huge difference to somebody, a person's life that reads the comment. Is it 100% going to happen? Maybe not, but God said plant mustard seeds. And so you plant the mustard seeds and then God will let it grow. That could be a mustard seed for somebody, right? You never know what your actions are going to do. Yeah, you can stand up, you can protest, political things I think is a waste of time. Like, don't comment political stuff. It's a waste of time. Politics ruin everything, right? But if you're going to religious wise, I think there's differences. And if you're wanting to do something like that, go ahead and do it. It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world. You might not get thousands and thousands of followers converted from it, but even one is enough.
Okay. Stan Mania. Just simply straight to the point. Adam Sandler of hip-hop.
Interesting.
I don't know how to take that. I wonder how much thought goes into the comment. If it's just like not thinking, they just type it, or is it like he's watching and he's like, I got it. The Adam Sandler of hip-hop. I don't know a single person who's ever commented on a video. Not one person. I don't know if they're real. You want to talk about Illuminati? Y'all are the fucking Illuminati.
I mean, that's true. You really don't know who it is on the other side of the comments, but I've definitely commented on videos before.
Because we've never met you guys. We don't know who comments. Who are the commenters? That's what I'm saying. I want to meet
people at your shows.
You know what we should do? We should try and find. Oh my God, I'm calling dibs on this if you do this because it's my idea. We find the YouTube people and bring them in a real room and have them watch videos, talk instead of type, and then bring the rapper in and see how much they fucking change when the dude's right in front of their face. Because that's what the real shit is.
Or I think it would be kind of cool to have somebody that commented something. I know different sports channels have done it. Like, I could have made that field goal, and I bring them in and try to make the field goal. But like, have the people commented in a room, sitting on a chair, have the rapper come in and try to match the comment with the person. I think that would be kind of fun.
Everyone, when they're behind the fucking keyboard, is a fucking professional critic, and it's like, oh, Old Mac was, and then I fucking meet him, and they're like, oh my God, dude, it's fucking so great to meet you. Fuck you, you fake piece of shit. Okay, thank you for your comments. I hope I didn't offend anyone that meant to say something positive. I appreciate love and hate alike, and misunderstanding and misconception, and confusion, and sometimes the world isn't as simple as you think, but sometimes it is. Sometimes you need to open the book and close it and look at the last page before you read the first page. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to watch and look at the table of contents before you start reading. Sometimes you need to look up the words you don't understand. Maybe use context clues.
Every time you should do that.
I don't know. But I appreciate everybody. Yours truly, the Adam Sandler of hip-hop. Fuck.
That was funny. The Adam Sandler of hip-hop. That was a good comment. All right. We're now jumping on into Stopped Making Excuses documentary. I think this would be kind of cool. Like I said, it's going to be a relatively long video. I hope you guys are okay with it. Let's get into it.
I'm probably going to cry a few times during the course of this thing. I'm an emotional guy.
Just looking at that, most of us will never understand the feeling you get as an artist to be on a stage in front of thousands to millions of people. It's just interesting. I guess not millions, but thousands and tens of thousands. A lot of cigarettes.
Funny though, because I always get the question of like, you're white. How did you start rapping? And to me, it was never like a weird thing, I guess. I just never really thought about it. Obviously I knew like, yeah, most rappers aren't white, but I wasn't like, should I be doing this? On the other
It's a lot of paper towels too.
side, I think I get a benefit from being white. I think that white kids can see me and see themselves like, that could be me.
Same thing.
So I mean, I think that was a huge boost for me. And a guilty thing when I was coming up, like, oh fuck, am I only here because I'm white? Is that the only reason? So yeah, I think I had to prove to myself that I was more than just a white guy that is lucky because he's white. Damn, Mac Miller's super lonely in New York. Nobody lives with him. It's just him and his 2 cats.
Does he really have cats? That's awesome. Oh, he does!
In my old days, I would hire someone for this. Like, trying to get real life experiences. Drove my own U-Haul.
That's awesome.
Everyone's got to grow up sometime. But I was an easy target. I admit that. Like, I don't know what changed it. I think I just got more conceptual with what I was doing. People just started maybe getting how real everything was to me, I'd say. I think I just kind of started giving more of myself and who I actually am.
So I wonder if he's talking about the changeover between earlier, as he previously older Mac to newer Mac, and the kind of like change that happened and why it happened.
Give me like a little bit like reverb. And I think it also became one of those things where like I got so much negativity that it almost became like, okay, there's no point to overly hate on this dude. Let me actually see what he's doing. And when you look in, there's some good music there.
Yeah.
You know what's wild is that I always have respect for my peers. It almost becomes like if the people you love fuck with me, maybe you might not be correct in your assumptions, you know?
True.
Probably should have woke up, went to work, but I didn't. I probably should have saved a little money, I didn't. Probably shouldn't be high every day, but
It seems like it's a long process. For me, when I did it for my 3 songs that I've rapped in my life, it definitely wasn't like this. For me, I just wrote the song, went in and recorded it, but so probably I'm not a rapper today. So it's interesting to get to see behind the scenes of somebody so artistic and like the process that it's taken in order to come out with such an amazing product.
It's my hats off to like all the people that did like champion me and did say, you know what, like we fuck with them and it's real. I came for whoever is in charge. Just go and get yourself a weapon and a guard. They need some coffee every I think for me, I just wanted to get as far away from home as I could.
It's a beautiful car.
There, I started recording Macadelic and I just loved the environment and I was like, I'm staying.
That's an insane trick shot too.
Certain energy out there that's beautiful and unmatched anywhere else. So I think I just, I caught the vibes, like, look at my motherfucking bathroom. And just wanted to ride it out and see where it went. And it went to places I could never imagine.
Yo, come this way.
To have all that space is a pro and a con, depending how you look at it. But it's really just something within myself. That was the thing that that I liked for a while. But that's more dangerous than actually LA is just kind of just sitting there by myself all the time. It becomes like toxic. it started by me just sitting inside all day. And then it's like, then you get bored. Then you're like, well, I could just be high and I could have a whole adventure in this room.
So he's talking about the, I guess, journey into becoming a drug addict here, which is, it's interesting, you know, it's as somebody who's never done drugs, it's interesting to hear what happened in order to start it.
I'm always like, if someone's like, you want to try this? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then it just kind of fucks you up when you have a bunch of money, because like, you try a drug, you like it, and you can buy a lot of it, you know? So I went through about everything. We clear up a couple of things here. There's been a lot of talk about me being on drugs. Look at me, do I look like I'm on drugs to you?
Maybe.
Not on drugs. Drugs are on me. Alright? That was a fucking quote. That was the quote.
And you know, it's so much, it hits a little bit differently knowing exactly what happened, that it was drugs that eventually took him, and it makes it pretty sad.
At one point, weed didn't relax me from everything. It made me more paranoid about all the shit happening, right? So like, I needed to get a drug that was a little more numbing, if you will, and less
Codeine.
like in your head. So yeah, I think that's really what sparked me doing other drugs, is because I hate being sober. I wanted a drug to do.
Nah, this is too much though. This is the pure.
No, yeah, that can be a side effect of somebody that has anxiety and depression, and that takes or smokes marijuana. It can make you paranoid. It doesn't do it for everybody, obviously, but it does do it for some people, and it's interesting to hear that. And then I guess that's how he became on codeine.
No.
It's not that
I'm
shit.
saying that's how it came about.
You're not listening to me.
No, I know
This is not even the one that you think is it. This is the one that's it. That's really it.
What, more than activist?
Listen to me. I'm your brother. This right here.
I'll taste it. I'll let you know.
You're gonna miss a couple of shows.
No way. This is perfect.
Jeez. And so French Montana is trying to tell him about it, and he's not listening.
I'd rather be the corny white rapper than the drugged out mess who can't even get out of his house. Overdosing is just not cool. There's no legendary romance. You don't go down in history because you overdosed. You just die.
There was a song, it was by 21 Pilots, that talked about, like, if I die of suicide, don't glorify me. And it kind of feels like that sometimes when somebody dies of either suicide or overdosing, like, that's when their music starts to increase. And it's kind of the opposite of what he just said. And so it's like, for me, I got onto him because of you guys. But yeah, it's extremely sad to hear about what happened and things like that, especially to somebody who had a lot going for him, and it's just sad.
When you stop making excuses for myself, that's really when it was. When it's like I step out and look at how this looks to someone who doesn't have any idea that I'm famous, whatever, just like walks in and looks at the situation, they're gonna be like, this is fucked up, you know? Being able to admit that's not the way to live.
Mm.
And you can still have fun every now and then. I'm not fucking sober, I get fucked up. Like, let's keep it real. I get super fucked up, still, all the time. That will never stop. But I'm just in control of my life. I'm not fucked up right now. I'm chilling.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to get high as long as you can control it and it doesn't control your life. But I think a lot of times you might think you're in control of your life when you're not. And I'm not saying this about Mac, obviously, because I think he did have it relatively under control. It was just what he got, the product he got from somebody was not what it was supposed to be. And so, you know, it's a slippery slope, and sometimes it can hurt people more so than it can help. But I mean, everybody has a choice.
I spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh towards around that finishing the album, just like hanging out with my friends that I grew up with and everyone, and going out and drinking and being around people I've known for a long time. And that just feels nice. It's great to drive around without GPS. It's great to fucking know where to go to get anything at any time. It's great to go back to places you ran around as a kid, as an adult. I don't know, man, if there's no better thing than having your hometown love you. I think they love me, I hope they do.
That's true.
I love them.
That's a sandwich right there.
Please welcome international recording artist and Pittsburgh native, Mac Miller. Steelers Nation, wave those terrible towels.
I want to be positive as a human being and through music, but I also want to have low points. You know, it's like an ascension, and
I wonder if that is the high school that he went to, if that's the robe and stuff. I don't know 100%. I don't think he graduated high school. I might be wrong about that. But I wonder if that's the colors that of the high school he went to.
Moments when they get dark, because nothing is all good.
That's true.
Pittsburgh!
I think there's a difference, though, between moments that are not good and moments that you manufactured not to be good. I think there's a difference.
Ready?
I got a little bit of money filling my pockets. Roll around like I run a shit. I got a system filled up with toxins. I've been broken hearted, now it's fuck that bitch. Getting how to deal with my
Are these albums that I have in the cut all highly drug-induced albums? Definitely. Are they great? Definitely. You know, I'm not gonna take anything away from the shit that I went through to make these albums. I'm not gonna write them off just because I was on drugs, because I went through too much emotionally and mentally and negative against me physically to act like it was for nothing.
I went all over performing, right? But there's something special. There's something that's the most important. There's something that's my favorite thing in the motherfucking world, to perform in Pittsburgh, you feel me?
And I bet that is a true story. Like, you can travel everywhere, you can do a whole lot, but then when you come home, it's something different, because this is the town that made you, this is the place that made you, this is your home.
When I come home, I want to see shit be the craziest that I've ever seen in my motherfucking life.
Yeah, am I a real rapper? Yeah. That's what I am. I'm out here. I completely have confidence in my ability. I'm not tripping on having to overflex or anything. I have accomplishments and they speak for themselves. And I have music and it speaks for itself. Man, I must be a real rapper.
Let's go! I'm in the top of my game. Need to be rude, but me and you, we are not one and the same.
That was good. I enjoyed that a lot. I think it was fun, getting to know a little bit more about Mac and his struggle and his come up. I think that's a good thing. And this is definitely a longer video. It's a half an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And I know Mac Attack Mondays only come around on Monday, so I'm trying to give you guys the best possible stuff for your time. So anyways, you guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. Not gonna hurt me, or you can give it a thumbs up because it's not gonna hurt you. If you're new or you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. We are on our way to 10K and we are getting there pretty quickly. Yep. And anyways, until next time, YouTube, you smile like you mean it from the Bushy Beard.